I became a committed Christian, and soon after that, I felt led to share my faith at work. Initially, everything was running smoothly, and mostly patients were very welcoming of any spiritual teaching or advice I could give them. But as I got bolder, patients did start to complain. From my point of view, I felt I was doing everything correct and I was taking all the necessary precautions. I was taking the verbal consent of patients. Everything was done in an open atmosphere of trust and freedom. So the primary care trust, who are my employers because I was a salaried GP, they suspended me from work and they ran a full investigation. They also referred me to the General Medical Council at that stage. Now, both authorities conducted thorough investigations and I was allowed to resume practice. After a few months, I was moved to an independent practice where I was the sole general practitioner. I continued to share my faith at this stage, and this resulted in more complaints coming in. At that stage, I felt that a small practice put unnecessary demands, and I felt I needed support of other colleagues in my profession. And so I handed in my notice to the primary care trust. At this stage, the primary care trust felt it necessary to refer me again to the General Medical Council. And the General Medical Council put a 5-year warning on my full registration for offending the personal and spiritual beliefs of patients under my care. The General Medical Council conducted another full and thorough investigation, and at this point they did not feel it necessary to impose any further restrictions on my full registration, on my practice, and I saw it as vindication for my actions. And I applied to another primary care trust. At this stage, I did seek the advice from the Christian Legal Center, who were most helpful, and they from there on they directed all my steps. However, even though I'd appealed to the tribunal system, I lost my first year and upper tribunal appeals for the first primary care trust, which had removed me from their performers list. The second primary care trust refused to admit me onto their list, which I found rather surprising. I then, having exhausted all my appeals, I applied to the Court of Appeal to renew my application for permission to appeal. But unfortunately, I was rejected at this stage. So at this stage, having lost my appeal, this has only happened in recent weeks, I completed the online survey conducted by the Equality and Human Rights Commission, and I'm eagerly awaiting their report in early next year. I feel that the law does protect my human rights and my freedoms to practice my faith in the workplace, and these rights are absolute. I do not believe that I have in any way interfered with the rights and freedoms of others, or that I've been a threat to national security or to public order, to public health, to morals in this nation as a whole. Absolutely the contrary.